Well, today is the last day of my scheduled visits to finalise the last 6 bottom crowns. Subaru BRZ. Nice car. Not really sort of typical car you find in Thailand. Anyway, sidetracked again. Anyway, so today I'm just going to wrap up the whole visit. Yes, I'm not riding today because it's raining. I got my umbrella. And we're off to the dentist. I will give you a bit of a roundup on all the pricing and everything else, and again a few thoughts I've had for the whole experience. Anyway, so stay tuned, hit that like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well, if you're not already, that is, and we'll catch up with you in just a few seconds. Oh, the gods must be shining on me, I tell you. He thinks I'm talking to him, no, I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, so that's the second time in a row. Managed to catch a taxi just at the top near the 7-Eleven. Saved me 10 baht going down on the motorcycle taxis. It's after 2 years. It still takes a bit of getting used to the weather, so, you know, like, rode down in the taxi and rode 10 minutes in the taxi and it's perfectly fine now. Yeah, I could have ridden probably, but yeah, it's just convenient. Might be wrong about that since it's dry outside the cupboards, but underneath the cupboards they're still slipping up for the water. Ah yes, you gotta love Thailand weather, really. Anyway, so here we are at Big C again, and making our way down to the dentist. So let's see if we can do a bit of a wrap up of this whole exercise. Yeah, I asked my dentist in Australia, like there was actually a couple of dentists, but the main one I went to, what would it cost to have all my teeth redone professionally, to look all new again? Because as I said, I'd really sort of, you know, for the last 20 to 30 years, it's always been patch-ups because, you know, I might have been in a health fund for dental care. Dental care in Australia, it's only the necessary work. It's never about, you know, cosmetic. They don't pay for cosmetics dentistry in Australia. So, you know, ultimately, when I asked him 10 years ago how much would it cost to have all my teeth done, you know, to really sort of look presentable, he gave me a rough price of about, well, even back 10 years ago, I think it was about $30,000. And I thought that was rather excessive. Plus the fact that, you know, as you said, there's only some of the teeth you could have covered under the dental care, the ones that needed to be repaired. But as I said, he felt that he couldn't swing and especially the front-facing teeth. He felt that they weren't something that the health cover would cover. Health cover would cover, yeah. So at that time I was already sort of travelling to Thailand for business, and, you know, and the reason obviously why it came up was I was checking out, you know, the comparative pricing between Australia and Thailand even 10 years ago. The only thing that really stopped me doing it over the last 10 years is I really need, in this case here, this has been a 9-week exercise or a 10-week exercise. So I've never had the latitude to have 10 weeks back to back in Thailand where I could have it done, so it was always putting me off. Anyway, here we are again. The girls are ready. Oops, had a car. Okay, so coming down to the next stage of it. Okay, what was the total cost? Okay, I did some numbers last night. I just ran up the credit card bill. Now the credit card bill came to $13,600 all up, including international transfer fees. I then did what they call a price comparison on my phone for the current, I think, exchange rate last night was 23.4 baht to the dollar, that's the Australian dollar. And on that basis, the 315,000 that I was quoted initially came to 13,500 and a few cents or something. So ultimately, even with the fluctuations of the dollar over the last 10 weeks, it's really only cost me $100 more effectively for that whole exercise. And don't forget, like even if I transferred the money out of Australia, paying I'm not quite sure what the transfer rate is exactly per transfer, but typically what I find when I'm using TransferWise, the $2,500 I transfer every month for my living expenses, there's about $16 fee. Right, so if we look at $16.5 as a fee, that was, so it's 5, 16, so like it's probably about, TransferWise fees-wise would have been about $80 anyway for all those additional fees. It actually seems quite strange, the fact that it's come out that even, given the fact that it was a credit card. Yes, they aren't charging any surplus fees here across the counter. Typically what we find here in Thailand is most vendors will charge you between 1.5% to 3% as a surcharge when you use a credit card. But again, these guys didn't do that here, so that's another plus for this place. Other places you might find have a different level of service when it comes to using credit cards. So ultimately it just meant a bit easier for me just to put it on the credit card and not worry about it. I really don't feel like I'm out of pocket. I feel that the expense was well justified, and yeah, as it goes, I'm here to get the final crowns. Hopefully they fit all right, and we'll take it from there. Now, okay, work-wise, okay, so the last Friday was supposed to be last week was supposed to be the last visit, but they rang up and just said we need to postpone it on Tuesday because the doctor has some sort of thing on last Friday. I'm not quite sure what it was. Wasn't going to pry. All good, like sometimes things have to be flexible here in Thailand depending on the weather, depending on all sorts of things. You soon get used to that when you're living in Thailand. The best thing is always keep a smile on your face and just hope for the best. But ultimately, so they rescheduled for Tuesday, so this is the last fitting now. But that's given all this work a good, 12 days now to really bed in, and everything really feels quite comfortable. I'm actually, the concern I have today is they're going to put the ceramics in the bottom 6 today, and that's hopefully they're as comfortable as a fit as the temporary ones that are in there at the moment, because quite frankly they feel really comfortable. I don't know how long I've had to go through for the last 10 to 15 years when you floss, having the dental floss catching in between the gaps in your teeth. Haven't had to deal with that. All that fitting between the teeth feels great. Everything's smooth. I can floss properly. I can eat pork and I'm not getting pork or chicken. None of that's getting stuck between the gaps in my teeth anymore. It really is a completely different experience now when it comes to the whole daily routine of life in general. Eating, talking, smiling. Chanya, as I said, is jealous that when I smile. She says, "Stop smiling." I'm jealous, which is the funniest thing. But ultimately, I'm really happy with the work that's been done. And as I said, it really just helps me smile better. It's something that I will get used to, because it's always been a closed-lip smile. Now I'm learning to, use a selfie camera to see the comfort level of a smile and get an idea what it looks like. Some of you guys might think it looks completely weird from videos 2 years ago. I can quite appreciate any critique on that one as well. But ultimately, I think it's been some money really well spent, and I can highly recommend this chain of dentistry, especially this one here in Petkasem, or the Big C Petkasem out west. They've really looked after me. And I'm quite happy to bring Chanya back here probably in a month or two, after everything sort of evens out with the monthly expenses. Bring her back here. She's complaining she wants something done. And I reckon the best thing for her would be, sort of have that laser whitening done, which isn't cheap as well. I think the price when I looked on the schedule was about something like 10,000 baht to have that laser whitening done. That's a good level. Don't forget, look, I'll drop a link down below there again for in the description box for the video. There'll be a link there to Neodent, their website. On the web page there's a bit more of a splash screen, so it's quite a bit more obvious. Excuse me. But definitely check out those prices. If you are out this way, the only thing I can suggest is you're going to need to look at how much time you're spending here in Thailand and how much work actually needs to be done. I like the fact that it's all been done at one time, which means that everything's all colour correct and everything else, and they haven't tried to had too much trouble with colouring. I know they had a couple of them sent back because of colour, but again, that's part of the way it works. Outside that, I'm ready to go in and have the last fitting done. Well, there we go. The smile is now complete. So what I've got, as I said, the 6 front top and the 6 front bottom are done in a ceramic. From what I understand with this ceramic, they are harder wearing and they will not discolour like the porcelain will over time. And again, the porcelain won't discolour as much as a normal teeth anyway, but and of course then the other what they call moulders, they're done in the porcelain with metal fused porcelain. I'm not really an expert on the dental stuff, but yeah, so it's all complete. We'll do a check-up in a couple of weeks. I probably won't record that, just going to go and make sure, just going to just check it all out, make sure all the fitting is all good, make sure there's no problems and all that sort of stuff. And then we'll go back to the regular 6 monthly checkups, which I'll be quite happy to do now. Yeah, and as I said, you don't go to the dentist in Australia and get little gift packs. Yeah, I might have spent 315,000 baht, but I reckon it's pretty good value for that money anyway. I wasn't looking for any gifts. Oh my God! But that's sort of the difference here, I guess, in Thailand. They really make you feel like a valued customer, which is something I've really never experienced in Australia, especially when it comes to dental work. Anyway, but I don't want to speak bad of Australia. They've got their problems, they've got their government problems, they've got their police state problems, they've got all the problems in the world these days. I'm glad I'm over here, to tell you the truth. Yes, I'm just going to wrap it up here now. I'm very happy with the work that's been done. Don't forget there's a playlist from the start to the finish. He didn't give me the photos of the start and finishing work, but you'll be able to see that yourself over the course of what the smile was like before I started to what it looks like now. So I think it's again good value, and it actually makes me feel happier that I can actually smile and not scare people. Anyway, don't forget, if you like these videos, oops, trying to hold everything. So if you like these videos, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe. And don't forget this, that little bell. That little bell is critical if you want to get emailed on the website. You can definitely go to the website. There's a push notification from when we publish, and I've got more music in the background. Anyway, so I'm going to cut it up now, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.